r/AskReddit. What's an invention that's still around today, but has lost sight of its original purpose? Paintball guns. They were originally called paintball markers, and were invented as a way for loggers and park rangers to mark trees for trimming, cutting down, etc. without having to walk up to each tree with spray paint or something. A couple of dudes who were using them started shooting at each other for fun, and paintball as a sport was born. In fact, some people still call them markers to avoid the stigma some associate with the word gun. Electric pen by Edison are now tattoo machines. Play-Doh was supposed to be a wallpaper cleaner originally. Now it serves as a delicious appetizer. Nalgene bottles, the plastic water bottles that are popular with hikers/campers/other outdoor activity folks, were originally created for use as medical/scientific lab equipment as a lighter, shatterproof alternative to glass. Super glue. I think it was originally an instant suture in medical kits for soldiers in Vietnam. The best man at a wedding was the best swordsman the groom could afford. If anyone objected to the wedding, the best man would duel him. The honeymoon lasted a whole month after the wedding, where the bride's father would supply the groom with all the mead he could drink. From Wikipedia. Aspartame. Aspartame was discovered in 1965 by James M. Sclater, a chemist working for G.D. Searle and Company. Sclater had synthesized aspartame as an intermediate step in generating a tetrapeptide of the hormone gastrin for use in assessing an anti-ulcer drug candidate. He discovered its sweet taste when he licked his finger, which had become contaminated with aspartame, to lift up a piece of paper. Torranateris Guerin participated in the development of aspartame as an artificial sweetener. This mad lad is licking his fingers in a chemistry lab, shaking my head. Maybe it's been said already. Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper were originally marketed as medicine and health tonics. I believe Dr. Pepper's original name was something like and Dr. Pepper's Health Elixir. Edited for spelling. Kleenex. Its original purpose was to act as insulation in gas masks during World War I. After the war, its parent company advertised it as a way to remove macupe. Edit. Added context for when this happened. Edit. Fixed my grammar, you savages. Microwave transmitters were originally created to transmit radar signals in World War II. When a worker noticed that being near the transmitter melted a candy bar in his pocket, it led to the development of the microwaves that we use in our homes today. There are several drugs that would make the list. Cocaine and Viagra for sure though. Viagra. It was invented as a blood pressure medicine. Bubble wrap. It was made to be a textured wallpaper. Menstrual pads. They were invented to soak up blood in bullet wounds. After the war, Cossacks had several hundred tons left over and found that nurses had been using them as feminine hygiene. History Channel, Discovery Channel, National Geographic Channel. National Geographic still has interesting stuff, just not nature stuff. History Channel is conspiracy theories, and Discovery Channel alternated from how it's made to car, gold or lobster shows. Hitachi Magic Wand. It was originally intended as a massager. Hitachi still explicitly sells it as a massager and nothing else. It also gets upset at people claiming it's a sex toy, which is also why they have ceased putting their brand name on it. Hitachi ceased production of the device in 2013 because of concerns about having the company name attached to a sex toy. Vibratex persuaded the company to continue manufacturing it under the name Original Magic Wand, omitting the Hitachi name. In 2014, the company used the name Magic Wand Original. The dashboard. Originally it was a literal board of wood used to protect people from mud and debris from when their horse-drawn whatever would travel at gallop speeds. Now it gives me information about my vehicle's current state and provides audio entertainment. MTV, also known as Music Television, and TLC, or the Learning Channel. Not a lot of learning happening on that channel these days, unless you enjoy learning about the daily lives of morbidly obese people and idiots marrying morons from different countries in a matter of weeks. Amazon used to sell only books. High-heeled shoes. They were originally for men and used for horse riding, as the heels were supposed to keep the feet more secure in the stirrups. Now, they are just fancy women's shoes, also used by butchers, so they didn't stand in blood. Marshmallows were invented by a dentist to help with sore throats and just ended up becoming well-known snack. Cotton buds. Not meant for ears, but for cleaning bacteria and removing dust. Lysol. It was invented in the 1920s as a vaginal douche. It was marketed to married women to cure the marital grief caused by a stinky hoo-ha. This article from Smithsonian Magazine has great ads showing poor, beautiful glamorous ladies whose husbands have totally lost interest in sex with them until they put Lysol up their vaginas. Eek. For every pipe cleaner that actually cleans a pipe, 500,000 get twisted into children's art projects. Slinky was originally meant to be used as springs inside sensitive boat devices. Mechanical engineer Richard James invented the Slinky by accident. In 1943, he was working to devise springs that could keep sensitive ship equipment steady at sea. After accidentally knocking some samples off a shelf, he watched in amazement as they gracefully walked down instead of falling. Along with his wife Betty, James developed a plan to turn his invention into the next big novelty toy. Source: National Toy Hall of Fame. Duct tape, meant to cover holes in ammo boxes, so the ammo doesn't get wet. WD-40, also known as water displacement, the 40th attempt. WD-40 was invented to keep the outer skin of missiles from rust and corrosion. Missile skin. Antidepressants. It was found on accident in a study searching for medicine for epilepsy. At the same time, finasteride is a cure against male pattern baldness, which started out as a cure against the enlargement of the prostate, but is still being used as a cure against the enlargement of prostate. Edit. It was a trial for tuberculosis and not epilepsy. Graham crackers. Originally created by Sylvester Graham, who wanted to create a diet that was devoid of pleasurable foods. It is now used to create delicious snacks and is almost used exclusively for its pleasurable flavor. QWERTY keyboards. Originally meant to reduce chances of type heads getting stuck to each other on typewriters, now persist in touchscreen keyboards. Cereal. It was supposed to stop you from wanking, if I'm not wrong. Edit. Cornflakes. Cornflakes has a massive cock on the box. The microplane was initially developed as a wood rasp, but now it's used pretty much exclusively for zesting lemons and grating Parmesan cheese. The cigarette/cigar lighter in your car. It can't light cigarettes anymore. It's just a charging port. Edit. I didn't know you can still purchase the attachment that turns it into a functioning lighter. I stand by my comment though. It can be used for its original intended purpose, but that's no longer its common function. Daily newspapers. Before TV and even before that radio became so widespread, they used to be the fastest way of getting news and information to people. Nowadays, their emphasis is significantly more on serving as advertising tools, gossip columns, social commentary, etc. than reporting factual news without the extra serving of bullshit on top. Glove boxes, kinda. Crystal meth was made by Germany in World War II to help soldiers last longer without sleep. I'm pretty sure it's pervitin. There's a story about a soldier who went on a 2-week killing spree because he took his whole platoon's pervitin supply drop. Benadryl was developed as a sleep aid, but its antihistamine properties were better. Also, and maybe this has been said, but the pound sign started as shorthand for pound weight, then commonly used in the 80s for voicemail access. Now it's used to light fires on social media. A lot of the ones created by the military, internet, GPS, canned food for X. Monopoly. The point of it was to show people how fricked up and unfair corporations are to the common person. Facebook was designed as a platform where college students could connect and stay in touch. Nowadays virtually no college students use Facebook, and it's just a site full of fake news, divisive political opinions, and grandparents sharing content that was posted on Reddit 4 weeks ago. Copyright. It was supposed to ensure that people were sufficiently rewarded to produce original works that there was a steady stream of new works, and after a reasonably short period of time others would be free to use those works to build new ones and increase the supply of creative works in society. Now it's a device designed to protect a steady stream of income for corporations and their shareholders for 100 years or more. The computer was originally invented to compute mathematical problems. Today we use it to watch porn and write stuff on Reddit.